Listen, you probably never want to be on the no-fly list, but that's a different video, dude. Alright, let's drop some list knowledge on you folks. Starting with Zendikar Rising, the cards of the list can be found 25% of the time in set boosters instead of a marketing card. As with Mystery Booster, the cards are supposed to be pickups, that's in quotes, meaning they will be printed as they previously appeared, including art, card frame, expansion symbol, and collector number, with the exception that they'll have a small Planeswalker symbol in the lower left corner. I often see people just getting completely confused when they open set boosters and pull a vampiric tutor or something like that. They're, all excited. They're like, oh, this is a big mistake. They're just standing on the street corner handing out vampiric tutors, getting confused. That's the list, dude. Let me tell you something about the list, dude. If you weren't an enfranchised player and you pulled an old border common from Khans of Tarkir, wouldn't you think that was a mistake? I definitely would. The more relevant information for me, and dudes and bros and ladies too, is that some cards you may want have been reprinted on the list. Sometimes this drives the price down a little bit. Some of the cards I'll chat about have only been reprinted on the list. Now, March of the Machine has added about 75 cards to the list, and if you're like me, you want to know what they are so that you can buy cheap copies. An injection of reprints is good for Commander brewers, and a cheap copy of a card is good news for all the young bloods out there. So subscribe, like the video so you can get all your super secret information and destroy your friends. In Commander, dude, not in some basement fight club. You actually need to train to win a fight. But in a game of Commander, all you need is old Nicky G. Let's start with some cards that are new to the list with March of the Machine. You got Archmage Emeritus, 2 blue for a creature, human wizard, it's a 2/2 with Magecraft. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, draw a card, dude. Simple, elegant, powerful, it's a wizard if that matters to you. Reminds me a little bit of Matthew McConaughey, but kinda looks like Morgan Freeman. This guy will draw you cards, then go surfing with Keanu Reeves. It's $1.31 a present. Just a house, dude. This will draw you so many cards. He's a nature boy just like you. And you got the High Market, dude. 420 High Market. It's a land. Has tap to add colorless. Tap, sacrifice creature, you gain 1 life. This thing is down under $2 for the list version, and the list version has the sweet old border. Your sacrifice decks love this free roll sack outlet on a land. Fantastic in theft decks as well. Steal your buddy's commander, sacrifice it, dude. This was once upon a time a $7 card. I was at the High Market one time, dude, tried to give $1 to a dang squirrel. And when squirrels look like Nashi the Moon Sage Scion, why wouldn't you try to give him a buck and buy a soda, dude? It's 1 black for a legendary creature, Rat Ninja, 3/2. Has Nujitsu for 3 and a black. Whenever this guy deals combat damage to a player, exile the top card of each player's library. Until the end of turn, you may play 1 of those cards. If you cast a spell this way, pay life equal to its mana value rather than paying its mana cost. If you want a cheap copy of this, it's $1.17, less than half of what it was going for before the reprint. Very good card in a wide variety of decks. Phyrexian Delver, 3 black for a creature, Phyrexian Zombie, it's a 3/2. When this guy enters the battlefield, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. You lose life equal to that card's mana value. One of my all-time favorite cards. Breaking this little zombie has been a hobby of mine since the Invasion days. 2 rapid-fire reprints of Knock This Reanimator on a stick down to the 40-cent territory. Then we have Reshape, X blue for a sorcery. As an additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice an artifact. Search your library for an artifact card with mana value X or less, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. Artifact tutors, especially those that dump onto the battlefield, are great for tutoring out your combos, and this was $4. The list version is half price at $2. The Rooftop Storm, how you gonna reanimate your Frankenstein without a Rooftop Storm, dude? It's 5 and a blue for an enchantment. You may pay 0 rather than pay the mana cost for zombie creature spells you cast. This is fantastic. Speaking of zombies, the list version is less than $1 presently. And if you were thinking about building zombies, this is your card, dude. This got a reprint in the recent Innistrad Commander product and is pretty cheap. There are a lot of cards that just straight up combo with this. Gravecrawler, some other ones too. I'm a huge fan of Arcade Post. And then we have this card, Unmask, 3 and a black for a sorcery. You may exile a black card from your hand rather than pay the spell's mana cost, so you get a nice free spell there. Target player reveals their hand, you choose a non-land card from it, that player discards that card. I have a couple copies of this, the Mercadian Masks version, and the list version looks just like it. If you want this effect, it's under $3. Not really so much of a commander card, but there are some decks that want this. This was around $17 for the old version due to some legacy play. Hell yeah, dude, but don't get depressed. There are still some cards that have been on the list and are still on the list. Not new with this set, but still prime pickups, and I'm going to share them with you. fountain watch, dude. Imagine you're at a party, right? And you open a door and you come upon this scene. You got three weirdos just holding up a chalice and there's light shining to just say, oh, sorry, I didn't thought this was the bathroom. It's 3 white for a creature, human cleric. It's a 2/4. Artifacts and enchantments you control have Shroud. Great in certain decks. These guys will sit on your patio, make sure no one steals your fountain, dude. They'll sit there all day. Goldspan Dragon, dude. This guy's just posing for some Nordic metal music video. 3 red for a creature dragon. It's a 4/4 with flying and haste. Whenever it attacks or becomes the target of a spell, create a treasure token. Treasures you control have tap. Sacrifice this artifact, add 2 mana of any one color. 2 rapid fire reprints and jumpstart and the list. Knock this down to $10 or so. Seeing it this morning for $8.50 plus 99 cents shipping, which is still kind of pricey, but way less than the previous price of $25. Alright, this next card really comes in handy in equipment decks and cards where you're cheating equip costs. Caldra Complete is 7 generic mana for a legendary artifact equipment. Living weapon, indestructible. Equipped creature gets +5/+5, has first strike, trample, indestructible, haste, and whenever this creature deals combat damage to a creature, exile that creature. Has equipped for 7. Pretty sweet card, under $4 presently. This is the top of the curve in a couple equipment decks for me. Even comes ready to play with its own token. Fantastic. Now we're getting into the spiky territory, dude. You got your Phyrexian Altar. 3 generic mana for an artifact. Sacrifice creature, add 1 mana of any color. This is a dang combo machine. And though other printings are around the same price of $23, this is the cheapest and a dang steal, dude. This was up around $100 for a time. Get your skin off, jump in the reflecting pool, pick up a copy. The old Triniform, dude. I learned about this in Catholic school and I still don't understand what's going on in this art. Phyrexian Triniform is 9 generic mana for an artifact creature. Phyrexian Golem, it's a 9/9. When this guy dies, create 3 colorless Phyrexian Golem artifact creature token. It just like gives birth to a couple triplets, dude. That's alright. Has Encore for 12. This is 35 cents. Goes great in a number of those Brothers War artifact decks. Artifact creatures have gotten a lot of love. This was getting pricey, around $3. This is an artist rendition of me trying to tell my girlfriend about Magic the Gathering, dude. She just doesn't want to hear it. She looks exactly like Karn. She's just staring straight ahead watching Unsolved Mysteries. You got Praetor's Council, 5 green for a sorcery. Return all cards from your graveyard to your hand. Exile Praetor's Council. You have no maximum hand size for the rest of the game. Big dumb spells in green. This has kind of niche uses, crept up to $4 or so, but is $1.15 at this time thanks to the list version. Rout, 3 white for a sorcery. You may cast Rout as though it had flash if you pay 2 more to cast it. Destroy all creatures, they can't be regenerated. Don't even try to regenerate them, dude. Okay, this was always cheap, but I wanted to highlight this for 2 reasons. Number 1, it's an instant speed board wipe. That's kind of unheard of, except for Cyclonic Rift. Let everybody rebuild, do their thing, then plop this on the last opponent's end step. The invasion art is bonkers, dude. That's number 2. Look at this art, dude. It's wild. And we got Sea Hunter, 2 blue for a creature, human mercenary. It's a 2/2. Has 3 and tap. Search your library for a Merfolk permanent card. Put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. I love this guy. You can tutor out whatever Merfolk you need. Very niche. But it was creeping up to around $5. The list version is $2. Looks like Wilford Brimley talking about his diabetes testing supplies, doing a rear naked joke on a fish. I want a copy of this for my office. And we got a little elf out there doing his thing. You got Shield of the Oversoul. 2 and a hybrid green-white, enchantment Aura. Enchant creature. As long as enchanted creature is green, it gets +1/+1 and has indestructible. As long as it's white, it gets +1/+1 and has flying. This is pretty sweet and was a $2 common. Square and Aura Enchantress colors and is a great boost for 3 mana. And last but certainly not least, we have Sunder. 3 blue for an instant. Return all lands to their owner's hands. Oh my god, he broke the social contract. The next thing I know, I'm paying Johnny Depp $30 million, dude. I'm in court facing down a hostile lawyer. Listen, this is an underrated gem. It's $5 forever. You get a list version for $2. First thing you do is you cast Cyclonic Rift, return everything to its owner's hands, and then you cast this bad boy and you're in a good position for the rest of the game, dude. So listen, all you gotta do is search up one of these on TCGplayer, then click on the set, which is the list. There are tons of cards on there, and they might surprise you. There might be some cards on there that you want to take a look at. Blightsteel Colossus is on there, Sword of Feast and Famine's on there, Sword of War and Peace is on there, dude. You may see something that you like that's a little cheaper than you thought. I'll put a Scryfall link in the description, and you too can possess the power of the list, brother. This is Nikki G from Better Commander, signing off.